When most people hear the word accounting or finance, you know what they think of? They think of this, or this, but definitely not this, or this. And there's a reason for that. Mostly because it's true, and because whenever most people work with finance types, they see this, and hear this. But in reality, financial people lead hidden lives of intrigue. Well, maybe not quite that intriguing, but intriguing nonetheless. Take lease accounting. No, really, here's the thing. Leases are like spare keys. They look a lot alike, they get easily lost, and you can never find them when you need them. That lease in the Kansas office, is that a truck? A bunch of copiers? A truck with a bunch of copiers on it? Is it anything? Are you making evergreen payments on things that don't exist or have no value? What a great word, evergreen. Kinda makes losing money sound nice. So anyway, about the trucks and copiers. Who knows? Who cares? Well, your auditor for one. And the lease accounting standard has of course changed. And this man knows that you'll be required to account for all of your leases in detail. Can you say material weakness? So you see, there's definitely danger in accounting. And now here's the intrigue. Trying to actually solve this lease accounting problem. So let's look at the clues. Here's your company. You probably hire one of the big four to provide audit services. So far, so good. Your auditor follows the direction of the National Policy Office of his or her firm, who in turn spend their time trying to make sense of the reams of rules and regulations coming from the SEC, FASB, and the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, which for some odd reason goes by the acronym PEEKABOO, even though the letters don't work out that way. It spells PEEKA-AB, which makes about as much sense as anything else going on here. Anyway, these organizations tend to look at accounting in ways that are somewhat more, academic. And, in one of their moments of obviously brilliant foresight, they created, as we mentioned earlier, the new lease accounting standard, which requires all operating leases for real estate and equipment to move on to the balance sheet. And again, it's this guy's job to make sure you comply. So here's where it gets all sleuthy. You ask your auditor how exactly they think you're going to be able to unwind and document every lease you have. So now what? Up to this point, you've been using a ginormous spreadsheet, and that's served you well in the past, but it won't stand up to scrutiny when the Sarbanes-Oxley auditor comes knocking on the door. You need a real enterprise app to track your leases, but where should you look? You could start by talking to your ERP software company. Gee, wouldn't you know it, they don't have a solution of their own just yet, but they have a partner that makes HR software that turns out not to be able to deal with leasing at all. Next, you talk to your favorite consulting firm. They suggest you look into a new category of real estate management software called Integrated Workplace Management Systems. There's a mouthful. Sounds like a great place to do all the accounting for the buildings you're leasing, but what about the other stuff you lease? Airplanes, trucks, cars, laptops, servers, forklifts, furniture, water coolers, everything else? Not so much. It simply can't handle all the unique calculations, data elements, business processes, multiple stakeholders, and controls associated with equipment leasing. It's just not designed to be used that way. So where does that leave you? It leaves you with an unsustainable, temporary solution that doesn't scale and isn't even integrated with the ERP system you paid a bunch of money for, and the data is going to grow stale unless you have somebody manually updating it all the time. So what do you do now? I'm so glad you asked. You can use Lease Accelerator, a solution used by a number of Fortune 500 companies to automate the management of their leases and assets. You can even take your big fat spreadsheet and database files and load them directly into Lease Accelerator, which will help you keep your data fresh and up to date. It integrates with your ERP quickly and easily, and will simplify your transition to the new standard, making you a hero. Another crisis averted thanks to finance's life of intrigue. Come find out more about how it works and see a demo for yourself at www.leaseaccelerator.com.